What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are at TRU Automotive. As you guys can see, the truck is in the air. So we tore another CV boot. This is number 3 or 4. The last few times have been the inner CV boots. This is the outer CV boot. So I did get the inners rebooted with the CBJ boots, so I'm gonna have to do the same thing with the outers, I think, as well, if they have something. But we're gonna show you the process of how to do this in case you wanna do this at home, have to do this at home, or maybe know just the basics of how to do this in case you have to do it on a trail. Step 1, as Devin's doing right now, get the wheel off. So once you get the wheel off, next step is going to be removing that little dust cap right there near the rotor. So you want to remove the dust cap, be nice to it, forceful if you have to, but just kind of work your way around in a circular pattern. And then it should just pop right off. There it goes. So now he's got the dust cap off. He's removing that little cotter pin there that keeps that 35 mil nut from backing its way out. So he's going to pull that out. And then we're gonna hit the 35 mil with some Ooga Doogas and get that guy off. So now what he's doing is removing the knuckle bolts. And if you have the Dirt King 3.5 long travel like I do, this is a 24, but if you have OEM, it's a 19 mil. Now what they're doing is Joel's gonna lift up, make sure the CV is free, pull it out, like so. Now the CV is free from the hub assembly. And now we can go ahead and pull the old one out, throw the new one in. So what Devin is doing now, because he's an absolute sweetheart, is he's pulling off the C4 front skid. Because when you pull this CV out, there's gonna be some juices that are gonna fall down. And the way that the skid is set, it'll pretty much catch that. So he's gonna pull the skid off real quick to prevent the skid from catching all the juices out of this, the front diff here. What a nice guy. You guys don't have to do this if you don't want to. You can reach in and clean your CV, or if you're on a trail, there's no point taking off your front skid. Just get the old CV out, new CV in. All right, so now what these guys are doing is hammering this CV out, the pry bar, and there she goes. And there's the juice. Old CV out, now he's gonna hammer in the new CV. All right, so what Devin did is lined up the teeth of the axle into the front diff. Now he's gonna hit with a hammer. Make sure you have the nut still on the end so you're not damaging the teeth. And there she goes. Now what he'll do is move this up and over again and put those teeth into this assembly here. Once you've got that axle completely seated in the front diff, you're gonna start working the teeth over on the outside, like so, until you have all your threads showing. Make sure it's sitting all the way in both sides. Put your nut back on and then reverse the beginning steps. Now that nut's in there all the way, he put the little cover on, cotter pin's going back in, and then we'll put the little dust shield on and be ready to rock and roll. These are OEM boots on these Dirt King long travel axles. So I think I'll probably tear these ones within the next 2 months or so, and then I'll take them to CBJ to get them rebooted. All right, now the knuckle bolts are going back in. Devin put some Loctite on there just to re-Loctite them. Once this is done, we can throw the wheel on. We can check rotations, make sure the CV isn't binding at full droop since the truck is long travel, but that should be about good. All right, guys, that is how easy it is to change out these CV axles. A few steps, right tools. You'll be able to do it on a trail or at home, no problem. Like you saw when we pulled the CV out, there was some diff fluid that came out. If you're on a trail, don't have diff fluid, you'll be all right. Just make sure when you get home you top it off. So we're gonna throw the skid back on, top it off, and we're ready to go hit the road. We checked, there's no binding in the CV, so we're good there. But if you guys are in Colorado, make sure to check out TRU Automotive for all your automotive needs. They do everything from, if you're buying a vehicle, so pre-inspections, lift inspections, they do full suspension. They did all the long travel on my truck, plus a bunch of other stuff, and they do basic maintenance as well. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want one of the TheDarkYota tees, go to my website. I'll put it down below. Until next time, peace.